In today's 2-minute top tip for our osteoarthritis 30-day challenge, I'm going to take you through how to do a squat and how to make a squat achievable for somebody with osteoarthritis, starting right now. Thinking about even trying to do a squat if you have osteoarthritis can be really scary and daunting. However, a squat is essentially exactly the same movement pattern as getting out of a chair. So if you want to be able to get out of a chair with less issues or with no issues at all, it's something that you need to practice. So we're going to start off with the easiest way that we could try this first, and I'm going to talk you through the progressions that you can build up to as you gain more confidence. With all of these functional type strength movements that you need to be able to do day to day, like squats and lunges and deadlifts, we can regress everything back to doing things with support through less range of movement. So with a squat in mind, I would start off with something in front of you for support. So I've got a chair here. Ideally, you'd have one slightly taller. You could use your kitchen surface or even the sink at home. The key is it's there for a little bit of balance and you're not really leaning on that structure in front of you. It's also quite nice to have something behind you because when you're doing a squat, that's where your bottom needs to be aiming for. So working through a very small movement first, just to try and feel a bit of bend in the knee and a bit of bend in the hip. So start off with support, and then as you gain in confidence, you can start working through slightly more range of movement. What you could do, if you wanted to, is put a couple of cushions on the chair behind you just to raise you up slightly, because the higher you are, the easier it will be. And then as you improve, you can slowly remove the cushions so that you're working your way all the way down to the chair behind you and just having a sit down in between each one. You could progress that onto doing a sit to stand. You can have your arms across your chest or out in front of you like this. So you're having a sit down in between each one. And when you feel confident doing that, then what you're really aiming to do with all of these exercises is fatigue the legs, fatigue the joints to cause some adaptation and some change. You would just have a sit down, but you're not going to sit down. You're just going to touch your bottom on the chair very, very slightly and come back up again. So you're not getting that rest in between each repetition. So tap, come up, tap, come up. Once you are comfortable with that, you can consider working through more range of movement. You may even keep the support in front of you. So you're working lower than that 90 degrees at the knee and that 90 degrees at the hip. And that's not imperative at all. If you're aiming, if you can achieve 90 degrees at the knee and 90 degrees at the hip, that's amazing. Once you feel comfortable doing that with support, you can get rid of the support and you can do it without any support at all. Once you feel comfortable doing the exercise without support and through slightly more range, you can progress on to adding some external load to make things a little bit harder. When you're at this stage, getting out of a chair is going to be really easy. So I've got some weights here. If you haven't got weights, you could grab a rucksack, chuck a few heavy books, a few bottles of water, a few cans of food, and that will do the job just fine. You could have your weight down the floor, you can have it across your chest like this. And when you're at this stage, it's very simply just a case of gradually increasing the load as you feel comfortable. If, like me, you enjoy spreading arthritis positivity and you'd like to get your hands on one of these arthritis inspiration t-shirts, you can find a link to the shop in the description below the video. Question of the day: how many squats or sit to stands have you managed to achieve this week? Let me know in the comment section below the video. If you have enjoyed the video, consider giving me a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And if you're new around here, subscribe so you get notified every time I release new arthritis help. And whilst you're doing that, I'll see you in the next one.